All right, let's call the meeting to order. Administration and Public Works Committee. First item on our agenda is approval of the minutes of June 8.
Move approval.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll start with the payroll and then we'll go around. City of Evanston payroll through May 31, the amount of $2,696,771.10. And the city bills through June 23, $2,959,780.93. I'll move approval.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Any comments on the bills? No? Any comments? No? Hearing none, all those in favor of recommending to the council say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Alderman Miller, would you like to start with A3.1? Thank you.
Move approval of the agreement with CDM Smith for engineering services for the water treatment plant reliability improvements, and it's in the amount of, it's not to exceed $225,113.
Okay, all right. Any discussion on this? No? All those in favor of sending to the council, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Alderman Grover.
Madam Chair, I move A 3.2, approval of a one-year contract extension with Water Resources Incorporated for the water meter purchase contract in the amount of $70,000, with no price increase for this extension of the contract.
Okay. Any discussion? Second? Second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Alderman Holmes.
Okay. Madam Chair, I move A 3.3, approval of contract with the Sheridan Plumbing and Sewer for Pidner Avenue, a water main lining in the amount of $314,800.
Second. Any discussion? How long has this system been used for water mains?
Good evening, Madam Chair and Committee. Dave Stoneback, Utilities Director. The process has been used in water main for about 15 years, but we have only used it in Evanston. Last year was our first time utilizing it.
Yeah, I mean, why didn't we think of it before? But it's a great idea. But is it the same lining that they put in the sewer pipes?
No, it is not. It has to meet a different set of ASTM standards, and it does not use styrene, and it's made for potable water.
All right, I was a little worried about that. All right, thank you very much. All those in favor of recommending to the council say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Next is approval of the purchase of 2 replacement vehicles. One is an ambulance in the amount of $261,477, and a heavy-duty pickup truck for Parks, Recreation, and Community Development from Curry Motors, the amount of $24,485.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Alderman Braithwaite.
Sure. Madam Chair, I'd like to move item 3.4, approval of the purchase of 2 excuse me.
3-5.
How about I do 3.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Approval for the renewal of building automation services agreement for HVAC systems with Siemens Building Technologies in the amount of $25,824.
Second. Any discussion of this one? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Alderman Miller.
Move item A36. This is the renewal of a building automation service agreement for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems with Schneider Electric, and it's in the amount of $25,032.
Okay. Any discussion of this? Hearing none. All those,
This is going to be in 8 different facilities,
8
right?
different buildings. Yeah. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Madam Chair, I move A 3.7, our approval of a participation in a joint contract for pavement patching with Johnson Paving as our contractor in the amount of $150,000.
Okay. Any discussion? Second.
And this is, by the way, is Mr. Mayworm and I exchanged messages today. This is more than pothole patching. This is the larger scale grinding of asphalt, replacement of asphalt, and large stretches of pavement that have deteriorated too much, but not enough for a total street resurfacing project.
Right. Good. Thank you for the explanation. Yes.
I would also just like to note, as provided in the memo, we've got excellent pricing, and it was consideration to use the municipal purchasing initiative because of that pricing, and our goal would be also to potentially come back after we've determined where we're at with overall full resurfacing for this summer. If we have the opportunity to come back with another council agenda item to expand this, we would be able to expand it at the same purchase amount. But if we have any projects that are deferred, or if we have any projects where, and staff has already identified more streets that could benefit from the strip patching as opposed to pothole repair, then we would come back with an additional amount. But we would like to get started. We don't want to wait. It's June. We would like to get going on this batch, if you will. And then if we have the ability to come back in August, September, October with additional patching.
Thank you. Alderman Grover?
And I understand the patching can start as early as right after the weekend of July 4th. And will any amendments to this, any inclusions of additional street segments be part of the same contract then, Mr. Lyons, or will we?
We would have the option to either do it as a change order or go back and, because this is through the municipal purchasing initiative, basically there's 18 towns that have this contracted rate. So there's a JA, not GA, JA Johnson is there saying, bring it on. We will take as much as you're willing to give at this rate. So for us, we think that's a good situation to be in to add as we need to.
Okay. But we can expand this particular contract to include additional streets beyond $150,000 if we.
Yes.
Alderman Braithwaite?
Thank you. I see Mr. Mayworm standing and walking to the podium. My quick question is, how are you going to prioritize the streets? I've had a number of complaints, and are you going to take it ward by ward, or what process are they going to take? Thank you.
Madam Chairman, members of the committee, Jim Mayworm, Assistant Director of Public Works. Yes, sir. We've done visual analysis of all the bad areas. We've taken into consideration public input in regards to where the bad spots are. And we think we've identified them, but we continue to find more locations. That's why, with discussions with Mr. Lyons, we would like to bring this back, if the budget allows, to do additional locations. So.
Yes, go ahead.
So that if there are other streets, I'm assuming you probably tried to pick the worst streets, so if there are other streets, we should just give you a call?
Absolutely, please. Okay. Yeah, we'd really like to take everything into consideration and just grab as much as we possibly can to get it buttoned up before winter.
Mm-hmm. Before winter. All right. Anybody else? Alderman Grover.
And I noticed that there are large stretches of Sheridan Road that are also part of this strip patching program. Even though Sheridan Road is part of a larger renovation project, that's not going to happen for
at least, from what I understand, 2 more years.
Right.
And so there are some segments that need some work now just to keep it safe and drivable.
Because it won't survive another winter.
Probably
the condition,
not.
Right. Knowing it. Great. Thank you.
Madam Chair, and staff did take that into account as far as this is a process that we could use even if we were going to pull it up in 2 years, that prevents the road from deteriorating to a point where instead of having a resurfacing job, we would have a street reconstruction. And our goal is to avoid the reconstruction, and if we let whole segments deteriorate down 6 inches, then the costs go up tremendously. So this is an opportunity to try and prevent that. So if we get a public view of, didn't they just strip replace that area, and then we're going to do a curb to curb, that could happen in the next 2 to 3 years, but we still think that overall it will be cost effective when you look at the total cost for a resurfacing job.
Okay, are we settled? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay.
A 3.8, approval of the contract award to, is that Kovac Construction Company for the Church Street Boat Ramp Improvement Project in the amount of $613,027.
Second. Any discussion on this? It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
All righty. Recommending this to the council. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is 3.9, approval of the purchase of Cisco hardware and software licenses from Heartland Business Systems. This is in the amount of $223,266.87. Okay. Any discussion? No? No. All those in favor of recommending to the council, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. 3.10.
Madam Chair, I'd like to approve the contract with Recon Specs for demolition of city-owned property at 717 Howard Street.
Okay, this is Evanston Company.
Yeah, wait. I was trying to figure out where they were.
Is,
I know it's 21. I'm sorry? I have no idea who.
do we know?
I have
Anybody in the
no idea
audience?
who it is.
Any staff?
No, it's
No?
on Wesley. It said 2115 Wesley, but I have no idea who it is. It's my first time hearing about them. It's in my
Madam, excuse me, Madam Chair, members of the committee, asked Jim Mayworm to address this. While it's an economic development project, Jim Mayworm has worked with this group in the past for other demolition projects with the city.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
I'm trying to figure out who they are.
Is there, there's a known Evanston contractor who's a demolition guy whose name is Cliff Washington. I'm wondering if this is his company under another name.
This particular gentleman is also, and their company is also a local Evanston business. They're the ones that were a subcontractor as a part of the Salt Dome construction projects, and that's how I became introduced to them. The gentleman that's president of the company is a local Evanston Township High School graduate and has developed a very successful demolition business for himself. So I was able to share that information with economic development, and he was the successful bidder.
That's absolutely fabulous.
How long is this company? I'm saying this because this is in my ward and I don't know anything about the company. How long have they been in operation?
From what I understand, about 5, maybe 7 years. They do a lot of work in the city of Chicago.
Okay, I'm wondering if, because there was a Evanston-based company that we didn't know anything about that helped us with Emerson Square as well, and I'm wondering if this is the same one. Because it was another Evanston-based company that was new to us. I
don't know.
We can certainly look into it and get an answer for you.
I mean, it's just good to
Yeah,
get
it's just
an
good to know who
Evanston company.
who people are.
All right, thank you very much. And they did a good job on the Salt Dome, Mr. Mayworm? They did a good job on the Salt Dome?
Terrific job.
I mean, that's a weird thing to demolish, so.
They actually had the entire dome down, cleaned up, and trucked off site in about 2 days.
Excellent.
So it was pretty amazing. They were very clean and efficient.
I did notice in their paperwork that they have a Google satellite map cut out of the location.
Of the proposed demolition?
Of the 717 Howard. Back in the day, yeah, it was in there. Back in the day when the backyard was filled with deteriorated, rotted, rusted equipment. That's all, our staff did a fabulous job and took that all away. So if these people think they're going to have to move that, we should.
No,
maybe
he's
they
done a
went to
site
the
visit. We visited the site with him, so he.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But did you see that picture?
I did see that picture.
It's on page
Unfortunately, that's what Google has for that site at this time.
155, yeah.
And that's how that site looked for 20 years. And we could never get it cleaned up, so it's a great thing. Thank you. Long story here. All those in favor, anybody else have any questions? All those in favor of recommending this demolition contract to the council, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? All right. Alderman Miller.
Move item A4. This is a change order to the Church Street Evanston Township High School bike path, which is basically going to construct a portion of the bike path extended on ETHS property. It's in the amount of $140,215.
I know that's how it's written, but it's actually a change order to the 2015 water main replacement and street resurfacing contract. They're going to do a bike path for us. Alderman Grover.
Mr. Futransik is here from the high school, and maybe he'd like to share with us some of the
Excellent.
other investments that the high school is making, District 202 is making to incorporate this bike path to improve bike storage at the high school, and what this means for the school campus altogether.
This is just a great partnership thing here. Great. Thank you.
We agree, and thank you for letting me speak. I'm David Futransky. I work with, among other things, community relations for the high school. We are really pleased and excited to be a partner with the city on this project. We believe that more bike pathways are critical to the school and the community, and our bike usage by students and faculty and staff continues to grow. So having better pathways is a major plus. Along with this project, we've committed to adding another bike storage compound. It'll be on Church Street on the north side of the school, adjacent to the rear parking lot. We will put new fencing around it. It'll be visible from the street. Will look similar to the bike corral that we built a few years ago. That part of the project will be over $100,000 commitment on our part, and there'll be an additional $50,000 in other work that we're committing to the project. We're also committing to provide funds to pay for the bike path lights. And in addition, we will take care of some of the new trees that'll need to be put in, as we have to take some of the trees out to make room for the bike path closer to Dodge Avenue. We will also assist in site restoration. We're really committed to the project, to the need for more bike paths for our students, to the general population, for the safety that provides around the building.
School looks great.
Yeah.
Just looks
Thank you.
great. Anybody else?
Will those,
Alderman
I have a
Gray.
question.
Alderman
Will those lights be similar to the ones you have at the football
It
field?
will be exactly the same as the ones we're putting around
Yeah, I love
the
those
building,
lights.
and my understanding of this project may continue further west next year towards McCormick, and that it will take a piece of from this stopping just past our driveway this year. The portion along our fields will be moving the fence back a little bit next year and putting more lighting going all the way down.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, really nice.
And this is just a quick question, not related to this, but on the Lake Street side, the fences are down in front of the tennis court. Are you just resurfacing the tennis
We are,
courts over there?
it's more than resurfacing. We are tearing out the entire tennis court
Okay.
area. We are replacing the tennis courts. We will be putting new fencing and lighting, so the courts will be able to be used by the community at night. We are building some stands, washrooms. We have our geometry and construction project, which has been taking place in the parking lot at the south end of the building. We're going to make, instead of the chain link fence, we're going to have a more permanent and better looking fencing and more secure fencing around that area too, so that we will, if we continue that project, it looks more, it's done in a more permanent, better looking, better landscape setting. The court should be open for play in the fall, and I can tell you that October 6th, we will be having a dedication with the CEO of the United States Tennis Association coming, Katrina Adams, black woman who is a retired professional tennis player from the Chicago area, and we'll be inviting you in the community to join us then.
Okay.
Special. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Anything else?
I have another,
yes.
just unrelated, well, it goes back to a conversation that we had at our last NWEBE committee meeting with Alderman Miller with ALAM construction, and I can't remember the details, but there was a concern that, and I don't know if Wally, if you know, whether or not they had the appropriate staff members or LEP for both projects. And I can't remember where we were on it.
Madam Chair, Alderman Braithwaite, good evening. We were following up on it, and I
Okay.
believe that work has been done, and we're making sure that ALAMP is doing what they need to do.
Okay.
With those, the flag people.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All
there's
right,
the
all
follow-up.
those in favor of recommending the change order to the council, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Madam Chair, I move A5, which is Resolution 65R15, designating Jennifer Lynn as our Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund authorized agent for the city of Evanston.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next.
I have a 6.
Prevailing wage.
Yes, ma'am. A6, Resolution 62-R-15, relating to prevailing wages for public work projects. Move approval.
No discussion. All those in favor of recommending to the council, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next is Resolution 64R15, easement agreement with Northwestern University for alley paving. This is a really interesting project. Part of the request has to do with, since Northwestern is paying in excess of $300,000 for the alleys, that we forgive the permit fees. So I'll move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Whoops, we have Alderman Grover.
Yeah, just quickly.
It's a green alley.
In talking to Mr. Nagar earlier today, there's only one non-university property owner abutting either one of these alleys. And usually when we renovate an alley, it's through the 50/50 assessment program. And in this case, the university is not sharing the cost with us. They're undertaking the entire cost. There will be no city 50% share of this, and the private property owner won't be asked to pay any of the costs of this alley renovation. And it'll be nice to have a green alley, two more green alleys.
2 green alleys.
Yeah.
It'd be very nice. All right, hearing no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Madam Chair, I'd like to move item A8, Resolution 67-R-15, contract with Logan Consulting Services for Diversity and Inclusion Interactive Workshop for the Evanston Police Department.
Second.
Any discussion, commenting on this? No. All those in favor of recommending to the council say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
I move item A9, which is an intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Department of Transportation. This is for the reimbursement of expenses associated with the city's maintenance of state-owned streets.
Second?
I have a question on this one. Do we have to report how we spent this money, or do we just accept it as money we're going to spend on state roads? Good evening.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Committee Chair Rainey, members of Administration and Public Works Committee. I'm Suzette Robinson, the Director of Public Works. And Alderman Rainey, no, we do not. They established the reimbursement amount. We spend way more than what they
More,
provide.
Right. I was just wondering if they wanted us to account for how we spend it.
We account for the maintenance of the roads through the MFT process. So we do a report annually as a part of the MFT funding.
And have we heard any information whatsoever threatening that this may cease, this funding? No.
No, because they're their roads. The alternative would be that they would take responsibility for maintaining them, which is what they do in some of the other jurisdictions.
I was just thinking because of the situation in Springfield. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Did you have a question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is the list on page 214 the complete list of IDOT routes in Evanston?
Yes.
The 16 different segments of roads, so IDOT controls 15.4 lane miles in Evanston? But that's the extent of the IDOT routes. in
That's
Evanston at this
correct.
point. Okay. So this is the definitive list.
And it's really interesting because it's certain sections of certain streets are the only ones that they own. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So you have to just know when you're on the state road.
And
Well,
they used to
in
own
Evanston,
more.
you don't have to because we take care of everything.
I know-
In other communities, like Skokie
Right.
is carved out between the county takes care of a portion, the state takes care of a portion. So even for snow removal, so they have 3 different entities for snow removal. So that can make for a very challenging arrangement.
I would imagine so.
And we have over time purchased or taken over
Oh, yeah.
the ownership and control of some roads, state roads.
Yes, we have.
I'm
Lorraine.
thinking of a couple. Are we glad we did that? I'm often curious.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes, because it allowed us to move up the resurfacing of those roads that were, and program them earlier. So IDOT programmed them for resurfacing, and they desperately needed it. No, because now we have responsibility for future capital planning, so that's just an additional pull on our resources for infrastructure, capital improvement planning. So it's a yes and no. So, but Sheridan Road needed it desperately, so Ridge, as well as McCormick Boulevard. So we got a lot done.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Thank you very much. Anything else? No. Thank you. All right, all those in favor of recommending approval to the council, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, A10. Whose turn is that? Alderman?
Who just did that one?
I don't know.
It's James'
Brian.
turn. 810.
Skipping ahead, I think I like this one. A10, Ordinance 81015,
It is. It's a good
authorizing
one.
the commercial lease of property located at 1823 Church Street, also known as the Gibbs Morrison Cultural Center, with Pie Cafe, also known as First Slice Pie Cafe, to rent the existing commercial kitchen and storage space at the Gibbs Morrison Center.
And I would second that.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a few things about it? I mean, we know about it, but others don't.
Well, what can I tell you except that they make very good pie? I know that from Saturday. But they have, I believe, 3 locations in Chicago, and they have a different kind of a mission because they really do. The First Slice, believe it or not, is because it goes to those who are much less fortunate than others and to feed the hungry. And I believe the owner is here. So would you like to come up and tell us a little bit more about it?
Oh,
we would love to hear you.
Definitely.
I want to make sure I don't do it in injustice.
You did a good job. You did a good job. All right, I don't know how to address you
No,
all.
just
but-
say,
It's
just
okay.
say your
Just
name.
name.
Tell us.
My name is Ann Louise Hawk, and I'm the executive director of the First Slice Pie Cafe. I'm delighted to be here tonight, and we're very excited about this prospect of running the cafe in the Gibbs Morrison Cultural Center. First Slice Pie Cafe is an organization that's about 10 years old. If anyone here has ever gone to eat at a very fancy restaurant in Lincoln Park known as North Pond. The chef who founded our organization was actually the chef who opened North Pond. So we have really good food at much more reasonable prices. But it's true that our mission is to give the first slice to those who are hungry and homeless, not just the crusts that are left over at the end of the meal. So with all the revenue we generate from our food business, it goes to provide that same restaurant quality food to folks who are hungry and homeless through partnerships with other local organizations. So for example, in the city of Chicago, we partner with the Night Ministry, we partner with Streetwise, we partner with a local church that has a food bank that they operate out of the church, and then we serve 80 people dinner every Wednesday night. So when they come to pick up the non-perishable food from the food bank, they can also get a free hot meal at the same time. And we partner with another organization in the Lakeview neighborhood that works with homeless youth, runs a daytime drop-in center. So all in all, we feed all of our paying customers every day, but we're currently providing about 600 meals a week through our outreach program. And part of what I said on Saturday is that we are very interested in developing relationships and partnerships here in the city of Evanston so that with the revenue that we're generating from our business in the Gibbs Morrison Cultural Center, that we can also partner and give back to the community.
You have more than pie also.
We do have more than pie. It's true. We have soup, salad.
So that we can generate revenue for you.
Yeah.
Tell us about your time frame of opening, starting, and what will your hours be, and et cetera.
Well, we know that there's a lot of permitting that is going to need to happen over the next couple months, but
All
Thing
the
tells me we're
people-
gonna work on that.
All the people who can help with that are in this room right now.
Yeah.
how convenient. We are in our conversations with folks from the city of Evanston. We have all agreed that we would like to be up and running by September.
Oh, good.
Because we know that there are all these hungry ETHS students who who burn calories. They can eat as much pie as they want. Damn them. So it's our goal to be up and running in September. We've done several walkthroughs of the space and have a sense of what modifications we need to make. We have also, I twisted my chef's arm, and we are taking a break from one of the big regular projects we do during the month of August, so that he and I will be freed up to give our attention to this project. I should also say, we also, as part of our whole kind of quirky business model, we also have a meal subscriber program, which is like a personal chef to go service. So families who have financial resources but are maybe strapped for time can sign up, and we will prepare 3 meals a week for them. So you come in, you pick up your meals, they're all ready to go, you take them home, you put them in your freezer. 3 nights a week, it's like First Slice cooks for you while you supervise homework, go to a city council meeting, run somebody to ballet practice or soccer, or go sing with your church choir. So we're also really hopeful that this program, we have some subscribers, they move out of the city and they don't want to drive down to pick up their food. So we feel confident that this part of our business model will also help drive traffic to the Gibbs Morrison Cultural Center. We have said our initial plan is to be open from 7:30 in the morning until 6:30 in the evening, 7 days a week, because we've heard that some people want to make sure there's, coffee and bagels and muffins somewhere in that neighborhood early in the morning. Won't name names, but, we know how to do that. So we've also talked with the Parks and Rec Department about the possibility of staying open later in the event that there's a special event going on, because we would love to be there and sort of be an in-house concession stand for events happening at the Cultural Center. And we've also agreed that we're going to check in with each other 6 months down the road and just see how things are going, if we need more hours, fewer hours, and we have promised, or we are willing to promise, to hire at least 25% of our staff, which isn't that much. It's probably going to be like 2-3 people. But we have made a commitment to hire Evanston residents. It is our business practice to hire as many people as we can from the immediate community, because if someone calls out sick at 7:30 in the morning, it really helps to have somebody around the corner you can call on as backup. So that's a model that has worked very well for us at our other locations, and we're planning to do the same thing here.
Yeah, sounds great. Alderman Grover?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This may not be a question for you, Ms. Hawk, but we don't control the parking lot across the street. YOU does now.
We've already have an arrangement with them.
We have an arrangement. That was my question.
Yes,
Alderman
we do.
Holmes. So this is good parking capacity to serve then First Slice in the Gibbs Morrison Center.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you.
Sounds like a plan. All right, go do some good work, and can't wait.
Thank you. We're
How did
looking
we
forward to
find
it.
you? Or did you find us, or we find you?
Paul Zalmazak
All he gets credit. Okay.
gets all the credit, because once upon a time, before the city of Evanston lured him up north, he lived right around the corner from our flagship location,
Sure.
which is located, interestingly, inside the Lil Street Arts Center. So So we know what it's like to run a business inside somebody else's cultural center.
Right.
And to be honest with you, Paul had great foresight, and it was over 2 years ago when he first reached out to me and said, we have this spot, First Slice would be perfect, would you be willing to consider moving to Evanston? So it's been a very long on-again, off-again conversation, but we're all
On and
really
will stay
excited.
on.
We're all really excited to see it move forward.
Yeah.
And Saturday was a great dedication of the space, and we were glad to be there and ply people with some pie.
Absolutely.
Great.
Congratulations,
Thank you so
Alderman
much.
Holmes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're probably going to have a unanimous vote here. All those in favor of recommending the lease, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. A11, ordinance 82-0-15, amending Title 10, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 11, Section 13, Schedule 12, Commercial Vehicles of Excessive Weight, prohibited on Lincoln Street. Move approval.
So you're adding Lincoln Street to the heavy traffic?
It was just resurfaced,
Yeah.
and I think it's back in full working order.
Well, this is
It's
definitely
done.
a switch. Usually we're doing the opposite.
Yeah.
All those in favor of recommending for introduction, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll take this one. Decreasing the number of Class D liquor licenses for Signature Food Solutions, known as Chicago's home of Chicken and Waffles 3, at 2424 Dempster. We're reducing licenses from 50 to 49. Okay. Any discussion?
Take the next two and combine them and suspend the rules and just be done with it?
I'll do that. All right. And we've agreed, I think, as a committee in the past, that when we're eliminating licenses, we suspend the rules and handle it all in one night. All right, and so I'll also move to suspend the rules. And then ordinance 78015, decreasing the number of Class D licenses for Lupitas, doing business as Lupita's Mexican Restaurant at 700 Main Street. Licenses now will go from 49 to 48. Due to the fact that Lupita's is now closed. So that's for introduction and suspension of the rules. Okay? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Did we vote on chicken and waffles?
No, we
did
voted
not.
no.
All right. All those in favor of introducing and suspending the rules on chicken and waffles, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Alderman Braithwaite.
Let me take the last one. Madam Chair, I'd like to move item A14, ordinance 69-0-15, establishing a special service area number 6 in the city of Evanston.
That's exciting.
It is exciting.
Any discussion? Anybody here who wants to speak to it from the
Or against it.
district? They've been here every week.
Oh, yeah.
All right, all those in favor of recommending introduction, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Do you have any items for discussion?
The item for discussion, we had one at one point, but I didn't see it on the
I haven't
final.
seen it. No,
Okay, then no, we do not, Madam
we
Chair.
do not. All right. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay.